Hi folks, the Filipina Pea here. And as you probably already know, a lot of men travel around the globe to be with a Filipina. We have a reputation for making good partners, and I'm sure you've heard a list of attributes, whether real or imagined, that make us a popular choice. But do we Filipinas understand your reasons? Why do we think you choose us over the women in your own backyard? Well, today we're going to be hearing from Filipinas themselves as they try to explain what they think your motivations are. So do we get it right, or are we totally clueless? I'm going with clueless. So we're about to hear from 8 random women, and I'm gonna start by asking a simple question. What makes a Filipina so special that a man would literally travel to the ends of the earth to be with her?
I actually think na they choose Filipinas since they know how to take care of the household chores. I think amo kasi tiragin pipilit mga Filipina kay like stereotypes gapaton kay maram kita magluto, maglimpyo ganon. And also we Filipinos are actually known for being loyal or faithful towards foreigners. And I think we are also known because we love making cuisines and I like fulfilling it ira mga foods. Amo sa ganito. I think actually I have American fiance. It's here with me here in this is a 3 times come here visit to me here in the Philippines. Why he chose me? I think they find someone that cook them, take care of them children. Of course, my fiance love me because I'm modest about my outfit. I'm not revealing. That's someone that American like Filipina because it is modest and kind and respectful to her husband.
I think so many Western men fly across the planet to choose a Filipina because they have cultural differences and they would want to learn more about the Filipino culture. I think they think that Filipinas are so special because they have new horizons to explore.
Filipinos are known to be really hospitable, loving, and they are the most caring people out there. And hence, as of all the observations that I've seen, Western people date Filipino people because of how Filipino people care for them. There's this resiliency that Filipinos show even in times of hardship. So I think that's a good asset to a person who would want a partner in a long-term relationship.
I think one reason why Western men fly to the Philippines just so they could experience Filipino women is because of the attitude, I think, that Filipinas possess. One aspect would be how accommodating and thoughtful we are as a person, especially towards people who are new to us, especially foreigners, based on the internet or whenever we have interactions with foreigners, how welcoming we are, especially Filipino women. We are very welcoming to men.
For me, I think it's because of the genuine love that we Filipinos have and the genuine love, care, and the faith and trust that we give to our partner.
I think Filipinas are most likely to be resilient and full of warmth. They are caring and very home vibe. That's why Western people tend to choose women from the Philippines.
I think we as Filipinos kasi we're hospitable, especially to foreigners and even those from outside. In our culture, we really appreciate community and we're really raised in a family, a very loving, strong. We have strong family ties. So whenever we meet people outside, they see that they want to be in a community like ours.
Well, at least they got some of it right. Western guys do seem to value women with traditional views regarding modesty, but several of the ladies overemphasize the importance of doing the household chores. Having a maid isn't really high on your list, but finding a woman who has the mindset of doing what needs to be done without bitching about it is pretty refreshing. Filipinas are taught from birth that we need to do all the cooking and cleaning for a man, but a lot of us don't realize that Western guys often want to help out, unlike local guys that think it's beneath them to lift a finger outside of work. Like most Filipinas, I see it as my duty to handle the chores myself, but that doesn't mean that's what a Western guy is looking for. So after becoming a couple, what do Filipinas think you need to stay happy?
I would give him special attention. Since he is my boyfriend, I would give him gifts if he wants to. I would cook for him since Filipinos are known for loving to cook. And also, I would make him happy by being patient with him when he is angry or something like that. Kaya sometimes in a love quarrel kasi, you need patience and also understanding.
For me, in a relationship, not perfect. Have a lot of fightings and arguments. In a day, we're fighting more than 5. More than 5 fighting, but we still choose each other. If you love that someone, even have a lot of fightings, arguments, and go lambing to him, that makes them happy and give them a kiss, hugs, baby, come with me, love, like that. That makes them happy. I tell him good morning, I love you, and we go cha-cha-cha-cha, our culture cha-cha-cha-cha, and dancing. That makes me happy, and very simple. That makes him happy, an American man. It's very simple. You don't need material things. He needs more love and attention.
What I think men need in a relationship to keep them happy includes affection, love, and care. I would treat my man lovingly and very tender, very gentle and soft, so that that will be the foundation of the relationship.
For me, I think it's empathy and understanding, because if you know how to share a person's feeling, share what a person's going through, especially in the hard times, and you know how to keep them comfortable, always making sure that your partner is satisfied with the love that they're receiving from you.
I just had that talk with my dad last night, and one thing he mentioned was that a man's way is through the stomach, something like that. But to keep a man in a relationship, it's through his stomach. And I think Filipino women possess such talent, especially in cooking. I treat a man by making sure I get what he wants. I receive, but I also give back, and that's how I treat the partners.
I think it's their needs in a relationship for them to be satisfied is that for them to be loved and to have a partner by their side that who will not leave them even if they are at their worst, and also a partner who is really faithful to them. What I do for my man to be happy is that randomly I give him some presents to make him happy and to make him feel special.
I think men in a relationship needs a woman to be a faithful and that will carry their family in the future. A woman needs to be faithful to their partners and to keep them loyal and away from temptations.
I think to make a relationship happy both ways, what is really needed is communication between both of them. So open communication so that their needs and wants are both open, related. So yes, they know how to keep the relationship happy.
Okay, so you probably heard some answers that were right on point, like the importance of loyalty and being empathetic. But you probably also heard some answers that struck you as odd, such as how it's healthy to fight all the time, and how a Filipina thinks that giving you gifts will keep you around. Let me see if I can explain. For some reason, we think it's a good sign when a couple argues because that means they must care about each other. And if there's no tension, there's probably no love. Kind of crazy, but that's how a lot of us feel. Little do we know, you guys want just the opposite. As for giving you presents to keep you happy, it's because that's what Filipino guys expect. They want gifts like shirts and shorts and shoes every time it's an anniversary or just for no reason at all. The same way you might surprise a woman with flowers. What they don't know is that while you might think it's a sweet gesture to be offered a gift, it's not really what a Western guy considers a prerequisite for a happy relationship. So why do Filipinos think you're dissatisfied with the women in your own country? Let's ask.
Since in America, or especially in America, the divorce rate are especially high kasi. And then they are not that serious when it comes to having a relationship or being married. Like di ba kasal hera, di hera seryoso since pwede man hera mag-divorce. In Filipinos kasi, even though that they don't like each other or to the point that there are mistresses, they will also stay for the sake of their marriage.
In relationship, the most important is the center of God. To have a commitment, guidance, and guide you how relationship work. In a relationship, every man and woman have a lot of fighting. But if you choose each other, it will be perfect. Because have a lot of temptation in our world, temptation. But if you love that someone, you don't need to find someone if you really, really love him.
They have the better option to stay because the culture here in the Philippines, they stay no matter what happens in their relationships. And even if there is cheating involved, they prefer to stay than to leave.
Honestly, I'm not into Western culture, but from the movies, from the friends that I've met, and my observation, Western women cannot keep their man committed is because they have this certain mindset wherein they want their man to serve them all the time, but love isn't like that. We should serve one another. We should adjust to one another in order for us to prosper and grow together and stay in love.
I don't know if this is generalized or like based on what I see on social media, but Western women have this mindset wherein if they don't want the guy, they'll literally cut them off immediately. Whereas Filipino women, they believe that everything will work out despite what happened or what will happen. And I think that's one reason why Western women somehow breaks the relationship.
I think the reasons behind that is dishonesty and disloyalty to their partner, and also the lack of love and attention that they give to their partner. And sometimes the main reason for that is also money. They usually get committed to that relationship just for the money, and I think that is really one of the reasons as well.
I think in some cultures, cheating is very common. And being unfaithful and unloyal to your man will keep them unmotivated in a relationship. And I think that if they are not emotionally secured, they are most likely to leave.
I think in their culture, they're more of individualistic type of people, unlike ours, which are more centered around community and bayanihan, like that. So, and also in their culture, they also have the safeguard of divorce. So it's easier there to, break a relationship, unlike ours, which is still illegal. So whatever relationship you go into, you really have to be sure to be committed.
Okay, so one woman suggested that Western women cheat and lie, and they're in a relationship just for the money. Now, coming from a Filipina, that could be considered a classic case of pot meet kettle, but I'll leave that for you to decide. The most common reason given was the ease of divorce. A lot of Western women initiate divorce at the drop of a hat, whereas Filipinas want to stay together even when there's cheating involved. We take marriage very seriously. And no matter what you think about us in other areas, we do believe in getting married only once. And finally, What do Filipinas need from you?
I need a loyal man to keep my family in the future intact. And I need a person who is emotionally secured of our relationship.
Coming from my perspective, as a woman, I would want a man who I can trust, be open around, someone who is loyal and genuine and kind. Yes.
Love is a choice. It always has been. It's not, love is never easy, and it's our choice to stay in love together forever.
I think staying in love is a choice. There are days that you don't really love the person. You somehow get irritated. You get annoyed with their presence. But choosing to stay in love makes the relationship work.
Yeah, as long as a woman and man remains faithful and honest to each other and loyal.
Well, that was loud and clear. Filipinos require loyalty, which is no surprise to anyone who knows anything about our culture. We're obsessed with the subject of infidelity, which explains why we're insanely jealous. Like some of the women said, we want to stay with you even if you cheat. So a lot of guys and a lot of girls help themselves to a little extramarital exercise. And two of the women said something I'm not sure I agree with, that love is a choice. I always thought you couldn't help who you fell in love with. You could only control what you did about it. But maybe I'm wrong. Let's see what you guys have to say about it in the comment section. So what are men looking for when choosing a woman? Well, you guys have told me the answer to that a million times. You're looking for peace without drama, respect, companionship, and plenty of sex. Not just as a place to park your pork, but as an active, eager participant. I totally get it, but after today's interviews, I'm not sure many other Filipinos do. They want to fight with you and then give you presents. They want to feed you and clean your clothes, but there was no mention of sex, unless it was implied. But these ladies are still very young, so hopefully they have plenty of time to figure out what you really want. Or they could just watch this video. Well, that's it for today's episode, and I'll be back on Friday with something new. In the meantime, if you want to talk to me about the Philippines in real time, just join me on my Patreon page where you'll find me in the chat rooms just about every day. Till then, folks. Just one last thing before you go. If you think about it, I'm kind of like your bartender, listening to your comments and questions, giving you advice when I can, and brewing up some intoxicating content for your enjoyment. The only thing I ask in return is a small tip in the form of a thumbs up on this video, subscribing to my channel, sharing this video with friends, and hitting the notification bell so you know when your next round has been poured. I promise, it'll only take 10 seconds to do, and your tip will make my day. You wouldn't want to shaft your bartender, would you? And for last call, why not enjoy some of my other videos too? See you real soon!